All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harnessing Helium. I'm Jacob Swin. I'm the product marketing manager here at Helium. And today I'm chatting with Fabian from Akinsa, one of our newest, actually, I think our newest integration partner with Helium Console. So very excited to hear about what Akenza can do, what they offer, things they're doing in the future, who they work with, all that exciting stuff. So Fabian, real fast, why don't you give us a little breakdown? First of all, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Akenza because like I said, you're our newest console integration partner. So we just announced you last month. So some people,
Sure.
still might need some intro into Akenza.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, Fabian, my name, I'm the product manager of Akenza and really glad to be here. So thanks for this opportunity.
Yeah.
About Akenza. Well, we are a Swiss startup based in Zurich, founded in 2017. And by today, we are around like 25 employees. So we were quite fast growing in the DACH region. However, we also won like multiple customers already around the globe. So the
Okay.
Akenza has the goal of like making IT projects more and more accessible with its low code and also self-service IT platform.
Gotcha. Awesome. So like you're talking about what you guys offer and do. So what are some main goals for Akinsa and that IoT platform? And kind of, what problems are you trying to solve for the users of Akinsa?
Yeah. Well, like IoT projects, they can be really complex due to lack of knowledge or also tight financial resources or also timelines or proprietary technologies that don't really match with each other.
Yeah.
So Akenza has the aim to provide an IT platform that really simplifies the way of setting up your IoT project and reducing also time to market for the customer itself. So on the platform, we provide an extensive connectivity and device management. So it doesn't really matter what kind of connectivity you as a user have. We just make it possible for you to integrate that protocols, which is required. Furthermore, for payload parsing, we do run an extensive device type library also on the platform itself that we need for payload parsing. So we have there the most used LPWAN devices from manufacturers available there. So if you have like your device on your desk, you want to connect it, you just choose a ready plugged in device type to parse your payload. So there's no N and decoder needed to set it up from your side. And then when the journey continues of your data destination, we provide multiple, we call it output connectors. So we provide connectors to multiple cloud providers, as for example, to Microsoft, into the world of Azure or Google, into PubSub, or also to AWS, to the Kinesis service as like an entry point to build out from there your advanced cloud application from the data from the Akenza platform.
Yeah.
So apart from like cloud providers, we also provide different notification providers. So that start basically with simple mail or SMS template connectors that we provide. But last month, we just have released the Microsoft Teams output connector, and now we are just working in that sprint for Slack. So users, facility managers, building owners, etc., they have now the possibility to just forward text and data sets to such notification providers.
Okay.
So on top of that, we also have a rule engine, and with the rule engine, as you know, you can apply certain business logic to your IoT project by setting certain conditions. If like a certain threshold is reached, you can create an alert, a notification, or trigger or configure your LPWAN devices. And last but not least, we also provide quite an extensive user management to give role-based access to people on the platform, like to really manage them on your project. Depends on their access rights. You can handle them quite easily.
Awesome. No, that's a great list of stuff. Very extensive there. So very exciting. Okay, so talk a little bit, and I think you're going to screen share for a second here, but walk us
Sure.
through for people who haven't used the Akinsa integration. How easy is it to set up on Helium Console, and kind of what are some basic steps they need to take?
Sure. Yeah, it's actually quite easy what we have integrated together with you guys. So I'm just sharing it here that you see how it looks like on the data flow level. So the data flow is in principle defining the data processing chain on Akenza. So starting with a device connector, as I was mentioning, it can be an LPWAN provider or another protocol that you choose as a device connector. It gets then processed to the device type that you need as a payload parser for LPWAN devices. And on the right-hand side, you define your output connector I was just mentioning before, right? So in this example, we have chosen here Helium as a HTTP connector. You as a user, you just go here, you copy your uplink secret, and you jump back to your Helium console. On here with an integration, you have developed that kind of HTTP connector here. You insert your credentials, and you are ready to go. So once your device is on it, which is here in this example, the mile site device, and also your flow is defined from the mile site device to the Akenza integration, you just need to finally create the same device here on the inventory on Akenza. So on here, I've prepared that already, which is here the mile site device. And yeah, here we are. You have the incoming data available on that device detail page.
Nice. Yeah, like you talked about at the beginning, one of the goals of Akinsa is just making things a little bit more user-friendly for people to get started. So this looks like a great way to do that. Very simple to set up and get going.
Thanks. Yeah, what's
awesome.
the approach doing so?
Yeah, no, I know that's something we hear all the time, is just how to, get more people involved in things. And a big part of it is just make it simpler for people to use. If someone doesn't have a lot of IoT experience or things like that, like you said, it can be a little bit complex, but things like Akinsa and Helium Console and stuff, making it simpler really helps. It makes it much more accessible. So that's great to hear. Okay, so I know you guys are a newer integration, but we have a huge community, and it's really growing, like on Discord, Reddit, social media, things like that. Especially Discord, I think, is where a lot of conversations happen. Have you had a lot of experience working with the Helium community, like on Discord or even other places as well? And if you have, how's that experience been? What's it been like? This is a two-part question, so I'll have something else with this.
Yeah. Well, so as of now, there is no much experience with your community, but I think with such integration, we're gonna enhance that and just welcoming Helium users also on Akenza, right? So because I also believe that with this integration, it allows to Akenza users a global connectivity provider to be chosen of, right? So this allows just true scalability for a Akenza user, but also on the other hand, to console users of Helium using Akenza for an advanced device management and data processing platform. I think it's just really like the best potential to bring the best from both together. And we really look forward executing them projects and then telling you more about the Helium community.
Cool. Yeah, that was going to be the second part of my question, actually. Just what are you looking forward to working with the Helium community on? So very cool. Yeah. I don't know how much time you spent like in our Discord, but there are some really smart people in there and some great resources, and people have really good ideas. And with an open source project like this, it's cool to see what kind of things people come up with. So awesome.
Sure.
All right. Let's talk a little bit more about like the ideal customer for Akinsa. Like, who are you guys specifically going after? And can you just provide an overview of some of like your most interesting use cases, or ones you think are really cool, you've seen some really exciting stuff happen with? And, maybe even talk about how that can work, or like the integration with Helium can kind of help those use cases out a little bit, if possible.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Well, it's like also two-part question. Let's answer first, like the users, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So Akenza can be used like to pretty much everyone, yeah, due to its low code and no code functionalities. So we really address the platform to all of those wanting to manage their IoT project in a really easy and fast manner. That could be addressed to IT engineers, IoT project managers, or just people being involved in like digital transformation projects. It also can be like within buildings, the facility manager or building owners, right? So quite widespread of possible users using the platform. Yeah.
Awesome.
Then like answering your second question, coming to the use cases, I'd like to highlight like three projects which really brings it on the point and what pain that we have solved for that user.
Yeah.
So with the first one, we are really proud that we had the chance to enable that to the Zurich Insurance global headquarter in Zurich itself. So at one single campus, we just have deployed the last months more than 2,000 sensor points.
Wow.
So that was like also for us quite a big number to execute that, right?
Yeah.
So we have covered like different use cases there. So it starts with workspace utilization, but also ambient monitoring or dynamic cleaning for the facility management service, but also various alerts and notification services. That's about like the Zurich insurance use cases.
Okay.
Then like secondly, we are like since day one where we were founded, we were closely together with ISS Switzerland. ISS, as you also know for sure. So these facility management providers are keen to develop digital solutions to sell them to their customers, right? So for ISS, we also had the chance to enable some smart building use cases that they again offer to their customers. So also when it comes to cleaning on demand, right? So the past years you were cleaning every desk, but nowadays with IoT, you know, like which desk is used for how long, etc. So that it's also quite a big project that we have executed the past years, let's say.
Okay.
And as a third project, I like to highlight the one that we also just have done the few last months, which is a wildlife conservation project in Africa. So it's something completely different, right? Out from cities, out from buildings. So it's like LPWAN tracking of wild animals and also cars of rangers, right? So this use cases is primarily protecting first like the animals from poaching, which is like a really, really big issue in Africa generally.
Yeah.
But also it's supporting rangers in their operational decisions. Like they know where they are and where their colleagues are, and whether a water pump needs to be remotely controlled instead of driving there for 1 hour through the bush, right?
Yeah.
So those were like really cases, and that helps to the park management, to the rangers, but also protects the animals. So that was also quite cool because you don't face such projects on a daily basis, right?
No, I love that last one. I was really excited to hear you. I'd love to talk more about that even off camera, because that one's really exciting. And like you said, you don't see a lot like that. And that one's really cool. So awesome.
We just had a webinar last week. So
okay. I'll check that out.
Share the link about that. Sure.
For sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I also like about now, talking about those three different projects, it shows that Akenza can be used as a really horizontal product, right? So we have this like horizontal market approach. You can use it for your city, for your building, but also for a wildlife conservation project. So I think it just proves that it can be really adaptive to such requirements, right?
Absolutely. I don't know you could get any different than Zurich Insurance and then, through the savannas in Africa or something,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, everything.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Last question here, Fabian. What can people look forward to from Akinsa coming up, maybe in the next year, next quarter, whatever? And do you have any specific upcoming like projects or services or anything you really want to highlight?
Yeah, sure. Looking at the roadmap, it is like fully packed, right? But I'd like to point out a few things and a few features that we're gonna add to the platform itself,
Okay.
because we see Akenza as like a growing ecosystem, right? So we constantly add new feature on the side of device connectors, but also on the side of output connectors. So like starting with device connectors, we're gonna support more and more protocols. So also going to support the connectivity for narrowband IoT devices, which is quite important in our opinion.
Yeah.
On the other side, when it comes to output connectors, by today you probably have seen it. We just have released the Apache Kafka connector to process data too. But we're also going to add more cloud providers, as I was mentioning, the ones we have done into Azure, Kinesis, or Google pops up, etc. So this is also going to be advanced and also connectors to like data analytic applications. So there are so many cool applications out in the market. So by connecting them easily on the data flow or on the rule level, the user is just there and can use it within seconds.
Yeah, awesome.
So and on the output side, also notification services, as I was mentioning about SMS, email, which is like really, nearly boring, right? It was like really, really easy stuff.
Yeah.
But now we just have also released the Microsoft Teams output connector. And right now in that sprint, we work for Slack. So also here, users can easily send text notifications to selected Slack channels and inform teams or employees about the IoT project, whenever it's needed, or if it's applying to a business logic which is of your interest, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty much about the summary when it comes to device connectors and output connectors.
Okay.
And now looking on the roadmap, it's nearly end of the year, but there are a few features to implement till end of the year, but also as a quick outlook in Q1 in 2022. So we are working on a dashboard builder being pre-built into the platform to build your simple visualization graphs. We also going to implement the white labeling solution for public cloud customers, which is also something that was requested quite frequently from our customers.
Okay.
We also going to add more standard logic blocks to our rule engine. So it's like really click and play by choosing standard blocks with a preset condition in it.
Okay.
We also going to work on a client SDK that we can provide then to developers. And for sure, continuing working with Helium. So we still want to bring there even more value to both communities. So also stay tuned about that. So we
Absolutely.
are still developing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about that on the next session.
Definitely. Yes. A little teaser right now.
But stay tuned for that. And lastly, to really experience the Akenza platform. So just register to the 30-day free trial. So we're going to put a link on here on the video comments, and you are then like really free to use Akenza for 1 month for free. You have access to to pretty much all features, and do some do some great use cases with Helium and Akenza.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So in case anyone didn't hear, make sure Fabian is going to put a link in the video description. So when we post this, it'll have a link to a 30-day free trial, right, for Akinsa that you can check it out and go through there, try use cases. So that's awesome. Fabian, real fast, is there anywhere that people can maybe reach you? Is there an email you want us to put in the link as well? Should they reach you? Should they go just to the Akinsa website? If people have questions about, use cases, how to get started, anything like that, where should they go?
Yeah, sure. There are like different ways. Either you go to the website, but also here on the comments, we're going to add the mail address, which is ask@akenza.io.
Perfect.
So we will answer all your requests and help you by setting up your IT case. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Fabian. I appreciate you coming on and chatting with me today.
And it was great to be part of, to be your guest, right?
Well, I'm excited to see what Akinsa and Helium are going to do together. It's fun already. And like you said, we have some other stuff coming down the pipeline. So really cool. So any of our listeners, if you haven't gotten started on console yet, make sure you I will drop the link in the comments as well, but make sure you get started Helium Console, start using the Akinsa integration, check out everything you can do on there. So again, Fabian, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we will talk soon. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Jacob.
Absolutely. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.